Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
It's now a good time to talk about Candace Owens. It looks like her borrowed whiteness expired, and when the folks realized that she's not actually white, she was cosplaying white at the expense of Black people, they kicked her out of the club. And that just goes to prove the point that has been made over and over and over again. You can never cosplay white enough for these people. They will take you in when you're willing to look down and talk down against your people because it benefits and furthers their agenda. But the moment you don't fit the bill, the moment your borrowed whiteness goes down just a little bit, you're of no use to them. Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ondiro Oganga. I am a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator, and I love coming on here, having conversations with you guys about Black people, Africans, our empowerment, and how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. Connect with me on social media at Ondiro Oganga, or you can come over to my channel, New Dawn Africa channel, where we talk about Africa, profiling it through people, politics, culture, and the places that we visit. It's no news that Candace Owens left the Daily Wire, and I have seen a lot of takes about it, and I couldn't help myself. I just had to come here so that we talk about it. I follow Candace Owens. I consume a lot of her content, and not just her. I watch everybody. I watch BBC, I watch CNN, I watch Fox, I watch everybody because as a journalist, it's really important to hear everybody's opinion. Of course, you are the only person who decides what shapes your opinion and what direction you're going to lean on. But also, I think as a journalist, it would be unfair to myself if I say I can't consume that, I can't consume this. I listen to everybody so that I know how different facets of society are thinking. And I think when Candace Owens was starting, along the years, it's just gotten deeper and darker and deeper and darker. And that just goes to prove the point that I was talking about borrowed whiteness or white approval or white acceptance. There is a group of Black people that are so desperate to be white, to be looked at as white, to be treated with white privilege, and to be accepted in white circles. And it doesn't come cheap and it doesn't come free. And I think that explains why Candace Owens' content just kept getting deeper and darker the more she went by. It's almost as if every single time she went on air, she had to come up with something more and more bizarre against Black people. The attacks had to get more and more personal as the days go by, because that is the credit that she needs to buy her place in those white circles that she was so desperate to be in. And I began seeing this downfall quite a while back, even before she left Daily Wire. I think when she took a stand to be neutral about Israel, Palestine, and deciding not to speak about it, we began to see the very media platforms that built her up tear her down, because they will not hesitate to remind you that you're not one of their own. They will not hesitate to remind you that you don't belong. And if you don't toe the line, then they can easily kick you out. They will not hesitate. Those are the people that she sold her Black soul in order to gain access to those places. Places that when your value diminishes just a little bit, then you're of no use to them. Because when now the world is looking at Palestine and Israel, nobody is interested in the person that is bashing Black people. And so you have to be politically correct unless you're kicked out. Of course, there's so many other white people that are politically incorrect and they have not suffered the same consequences that she has. But for her, because she is Black, and it's something that, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what her perception of Blackness is, But of all the times, just deducting from listening to her, there's very little good she sees in Blackness. And that doesn't take away from the fact that Black communities and Africans in general have their own challenges. But that cannot be your brand. Your whole brand cannot be bringing down a community that you came from, a community that gave you everything that you have, both positively and negatively, because you came up amongst these people and then you've used them to build a platform for yourself, and you've made money off these people. Yet it almost, you don't want to identify as Black. It rubs you the wrong way, right? I saw pictures of her baby shower and there wasn't a single Black person. At her wedding, there were very few Black people. And this just goes to show the kind of person that she is, what she gravitates towards. You cannot tell me, even just for women, you cannot tell me that all your friends are male. You must have at least one or two female friends. You cannot tell me because you're a Democrat, all your friends are Democrats. There's really something wrong there. You must know at least one or two Republicans that are cool enough to sit at the same table with. You cannot tell me that in Candace Owens' eyes, all Black people are bad people. All Black people are in gangs. All Black people do drugs. All Black people do not speak properly. All Black people are not open-minded enough. They're Blacks that are Republicans. Example, Condoleezza Rice. So the politics of Candace Owens was only going to take her so far, because the demographic that she's trying to appeal to is an expensive demographic, and expensive in that you have to buy your way in. And the question then becomes, what is the cost of entering those rooms? You see, the thing with Black demographics is you just have to relate with issues that affect them. And there's so many issues, both positively and negatively. And I think that in Black media, it's almost as if come as you were, right? But in those other spaces, you cannot come as you were because, first of all, you're Black. So we're going to leave your Blackness at the door. Then what value can you offer us? How can you help us? I'm looking for the English word. How can you help us extend and continue this culture of white supremacy? What can you tell us that makes us feel less bad about being racist and supremacist, that shows these Black people that they deserve every single thing that they're going to? And unfortunately, Candace Owens fell into that trap and did their dirty work. Did she make money out of it? Of course she did. Of course she has way more money than I will ever have in my lifetime. Has she made a couple of friends here and there in those circles? Of course she has. Are they friends that will probably stick with her through thick and thin? I think that from the way things are going, we can easily make a deduction and say that these are people who they will take care of their interests first before they think of the other person, and woe unto you if you're the other person and the color of your skin is Black. Whatever the price of selling out your community for validation of other races is way too costly. And I think Candace Owens, she could be able to pull this around and get back on her feet. But this is a very clear lesson that irrespective of how much you run from your Blackness, irrespective of what you do to whitewash yourself, when time is right, they will not hesitate to remind you that you're a Black person. Thank you so much for watching. And actually, as I say that, power to platforms like ours that platform Black voices and biased Black voices, where Black people can come as they are and speak about the good, the bad, the ugly of being Black, of being African, and how we can get better without having to trade our dignity and our integrity. I'll see you again next time.